Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We are joined by Terry Tadlock from Correll Insurance. It's good to have you.
No, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Now, you've been in the Hilton Head area for about 10 years now?
Yes, we bought Coastal Plains Insurance about 10 years ago.
All right, perfect. So, interesting times. How are you all finding yourselves needing to adapt? Or let's just talk about sort of your area of insurance, and then we'll kind of cover like what y'all are facing right now.
Yeah, first of all, it is interesting times. I think the most interesting most of us have ever faced. The good news is for Correll, we're part of a large insurance group. We have 25 offices spread over North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee. One of the first things we did when I came to Hilton Head was we developed a comprehensive catastrophe plan. And it was originally done, obviously, for hurricane season.
Sure.
Which, by the way, we've had to use that too. But it's worked very well. What we've done is we've equipped all of our staff with laptops and docking stations and phone systems that are just plug and play. So at this point, we are 100% functional. Matter of fact, we've never lost a minute of time. Thank goodness.
Wow, thank goodness.
Yeah, and we've needed every minute of it.
Yeah, exactly. So the industry as a whole, what are you seeing with response to COVID-19? Are there some changes? And sometimes when there's the civilly mandated, you sometimes have coverage for that. Is that applicable right now for COVID-19?
Well, two questions. Let me try to break these down for you. First of all, the industry, I think, is stepping up and doing a pretty good job. What they're doing as a whole, obviously responding to claims, but also responding to what I believe is the bigger need, and that's people's ability to pay their bills, people's ability to continue their insurance in force. Just about every major insurance company, and we represent over 300 of them, so we pretty much cover the board there, but most of them are given forgiveness on bills, allowing you to extend payment times. Some are even extending coverage periods. So I think they're doing their part there, and the insurance industry is usually pretty good about doing that in times of hurricanes or catastrophes. This is new territory.
For everyone in every aspect of life. This has not touched everything.
Yeah, and then your follow-up question, I think it's a valid question. I kind of knew you would ask it at some point. It's the tough question, and that is, will the business income and civil authorities coverage respond to COVID-19? I was in Phoenix when the wheels kind of come off of this, and it started really getting heated. I was out at a speaking engagement, and I was on the phone in the airport coming back, and I was talking to our management team saying, we need to get a response put together because business income, civil authority is going to be the #1 question, because eventually the governor is going to have to take some type of action, which he has. Unfortunately, and we've done exhaustive research on this. We've contacted insurance companies, we've contacted the State Agent Association, the National Association, we've contacted NAIC, which is the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, Insurance Journal, which is a research group within insurance nationally. And unfortunately, in order to trigger civil authority coverage or business income coverage, it requires direct damage to covered to property at the described premises from a covered cause of loss. So we have two things working against us here. #1, there is no damage. There is no damage to property.
There's no defined damage.
Correct.
I mean, that's
no,
exactly
no
it,
direct
right?
physical damage.
Physical damage, right.
Now, you could talk about, and by the way, it will be litigated. There will be tons of lawsuits come down on this. As a matter of fact, they've already started.
Of course they have.
And I think what you're going to find is insurance policies, the people that write these policies, I don't think they anticipated this any more than anybody else. I will tell you there was a situation a few years back with anthrax and some other things, biological weapons. And so there was some language put in policies to prevent coverage for that because it's just too catastrophic. To put this in perspective, this is what you're looking at. It would be equivalent to a major hurricane hitting every state in the country simultaneously. and it would bankrupt the industry. There's no doubt about it.
Sure.
So it's not a question of are we going to pay, it's a question of how we're going to pay as a society.
Yeah.
You know, I think the insurance industry's goal, I think the government's goal is to get businesses back operational and up and running as soon as possible.
We all need to avoid an economic collapse.
Absolutely.
Right? We're all affected by this, but I think that's really good news, that just to know that y'all are navigating this and you're figuring it out. And what I just hear so infrequently is that this is changing every second, you know, and that we're all on the same learning curve. You know, some businesses are a little bit steeper than others, so that's really reassuring to know that you all you're working on it. You know, you're figuring it out.
I would say we're probably ahead of the curve a little bit, but the problem is the curve is
the hurricane.
the curve is a curve nobody saw coming. So I mean, I remember when I started first reading about this in China, and I'm thinking, yeah, boy, this is bad. But I never saw a worldwide pandemic being foreseen, and certainly the insurance industry didn't either. Will we respond the very best way we can? Of course we will.
Of course you will.
Will we dump a ton of money into the economy as an industry? Yes, we're already doing it.
So there's hope. There's hope on the horizon.
Oh, I think there's a lot of hope on the horizon. Matter of fact,
you all are going to get better at doing what you do.
We are.
Yeah, you definitely are.
And that's good for us, and it's good for the clients that we serve.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we are out of time, unfortunately, but you have to come back and catch us up on all the latest. You know, we'd love to follow up
I'd love
with
to.
y'all.
Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you so much for watching Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Carrie Dillon, and we'll see you next time.